Hey, well, excuse me, I gotta kick a few 22 casings off the porch here. Welcome back to the worm. It's freaking weird up here, really weird. For anybody that's watched any of these videos in the last quite a while, you know that I've got some back issues. I've seen a lot of doctors in the last few months, and we basically have no solutions. But I did not want to leave the worm because I love living here. And honestly, I was just going to keep getting more and more hurt trying to take care of Kuiper. He's 8 months old now. He's probably 80 pounds. And I mean, he's a puppy. He's nuts. And every time I have to bend down and grab something out of his mouth or clip a leash on, I'm in danger. Got something going on in my lower spine that right now I'm pretty okay. Just standing up, walking around, sitting is an absolute no-go. And bending over from the hips, not gonna happen. So Sarah volunteered to take him, I think for the next, I don't know, week or two, week and a half. It seems so weird out here without him. It's been 6 months that I haven't gone more than about 4 minutes without thinking about it. You've had puppies, you've had dogs, you've had kids, you know. You try to do your thing for a minute and then you gotta go, okay, what are they up to? What's he gotten into? But the upside of not having him here is I slept great last night. And because I completely missed my birthday yesterday, I decided not to get out of bed until noon today. It was great. But today we're gonna make some fitness equipment. Living up here in the woods for the first few years was a lot of physical effort. If you remember, I think in the first year I was asking people, what's the easiest way to get the most calories in your body? Because I don't know, I lost like 10 pounds or something. That must have been over the second winter here, still living in a tent, always cold, always damp. But now that I live in a cabin in the winter, actually I'm losing weight now, and it's just from not doing anything. For a lot of years before ringworm, I lifted weights. I love lifting weights. So much fun, so satisfying, feels so good. Clearly out here there's not an option to do that. There's no gym for a million miles. So I want to build a gym out here in the woods, not all in one place. This idea I've had in my head for a couple of years is to build backwoods versions of workout equipment in several different locations around here. Will I use it all the time? I have no idea, but I want to build it, and I could use it right now because there are parts of my body that need to not lose any more muscle. I need more core strength and several other places. So I have an idea for the first piece of equipment I want to build. Before I can do that, I'm taking advantage of this time without Kuiper to do some fun stuff. But even before we get to that, I showered last night. It was like 42 degrees out and the heater doesn't work. So let me see if we can get this thing running. Then we'll go to fun thing number 1, 2, whatever it is. And then we'll figure out how to build some gym equipment out here. Okay, I can actually hear the gas. Oh, saw a little bit of a flame, but let's clean this thing out anyway. A little bit of rubbing alcohol right down in there. Sometimes you get bugs and spiders and all sorts of stuff down in that tube. Nope, looks like there was nothing living in there. This heater takes a green can in either side. Of course, I'm running it off the same 40-pound bottle that runs the stove back there. And you're supposed to be able to hook it up to just one side and not have a bottle on the other side. I don't know why I've never really been able to get it to work. So we do a green bottle on one side, the big tank on the other side, and it seems to run. And that green bottle won't run out for a very long time. We got heat in the shower. Good enough. That's my only real chore today. One other fun thing that I wanted to do, and I haven't been able to do much of in the last 6 months since I got a puppy, is shooting my 22s. Wait till you see my shooting range. It doesn't look nearly as nice and professional and pristine as it did. Kuiper just like, I know I say this all the time, but he's so freaking sensitive If you drop a Kleenex on the floor next to him when he's sleeping, he will jump. Yeah, he's just terrified of, I would say, loud noises, just any sudden noises. So I haven't been shooting. So that's about 6 feet there. That's about 12 feet tall probably. But yeah, I think a few months ago I did come and lop some of this stuff. Yeah, lopped out this little area. I think this stuff going back to the rifle platform back there. And all these, well, they're up over top of the targets. Look at this. The most reasonable and sensible thing to do with this is to bring the loppers down here. These are actually really fun and easy to cut. Of course, you can use a machete too. The problem with both of those options is you have to bend over to do it. So I can't do this. I guess I could come over to each of these, squat down, cut it, and move to the next one, but I have a more fun idea. The saplings that are roughly the thickness of a 22 are pretty fun to cut down this way. Start with the little ones close up, see if we can hit a few. We'll see if I can show you. This one's didn't fall. There's a one shot there, one right in the middle there, maybe two. And there's another going through over there. Ooh, yeah, these are gonna be tough. I think I'm gonna have to shoot the thinner ones like this. It's harder to hit the thin ones, but they will fall. Well, no, that one's got a hole right through it anyway. Let's just keep shooting. Let's pick a good one that we can actually pick out from the rest and see fall. Try this guy. That took way too many shots. Let's see how many we actually hit. Oh, wow. At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 6. Maybe this wasn't the best idea. Okay, let's try this guy. That's a little thinner. If you hit one right in the middle, it ought to fall. Hope this doesn't ricochet and hit you in the face. See that? That's how it ought to move. Haha, it's all in the size. So I am accurate enough to hit these. Just gotta choose the right size target. Yeah, that first one cut through more than half of it. The second one was almost dead center. That's trickier than I thought. You know what? I can still see the plates. We got red, 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 red. We can see all those. And then how many are there? The blue ones back on the chain of all different sizes. I think like 5 or 6. Wow, it's been a long time since I did this. Let's see, we'll just go 1, 2, straight across. You say beep. We'll edit that out. Let's try that again, a little slower. Beep. Still missed. Oh, see, I would have hit that one. Sheesh. I don't like this. There was a time, you remember, oh yeah, you remember. That was the fastest gunslinger at the worm. Let's try it the other way around. Maybe that's the key. Much easier. Outside, outside, next, next, middle. We're getting it back, folks. Okay, I get it. You didn't come here to watch some guy suck at shooting. You guys just walk back up to the cabin. I'm gonna stay here for a minute and trim some weeds, and then we'll go up and figure out our, our machine. I think we're gonna build some kind of cable doohickey. We'll figure it out. God, it is kind of fun. So years ago, I saw this, I think it was a YouTube video, and I want to say it's somewhere in, I don't know, Russia, where somebody had built this community exercise area outdoors. Everything was like concrete, huge boat chains and stuff like that, that nothing could be stolen. There was no way for a person to ruin anything that was out there. It didn't matter that it sat out in the seasons, and it kind of inspired me to make some kind of an outdoor gym. So I think it'd be cool to do some kind of a pull down machine. Of course, you could have a bench where you could do bench press, although I'm not gonna have normal weights. You want some kind of a leg extension, or easier would be something you could squat with, like a squat bar. As I was thinking this morning about what exercises I specifically need to do, it hit me. We just need to make a cable machine out here. You can do just about every muscle and every exercise. Let's think about how we could do this. Every now and then it occurs to me that this is probably the weirdest YouTube channel there is. Some wacky dude living by himself in the middle of nowhere that says he's making a video about building fitness equipment in the forest, yet the video starts out with him weeding with a 22. Doesn't make sense, does it? Well, that's what you get when you don't really plan out your videos. Oh, I guess I could take this off, but there might be more weeding we need to do. So here's what I'm working on. These troubles are in my very lower back. I'm trying to loosen up my hip flexors and my psoas muscle, which I think attaches to the bottom 3 vertebrae, goes through and then attaches to the top of your femur. But just like your hip flexors, if you sit a whole bunch, they get tight. You stand up and it rounds your lower back in. And there's no doubt that those are way too tight on me. My lower back is basically curved as much as it can be. I think I'm getting a disc that's like pinched between 2 vertebrae back there. That's not exactly what the spinal guys in the MRI say, but when I explained it that way to the last doctor I saw, he said, you could think of it that way, take care of that problem. Loosen up the front, and then I do have some pretty weak abs these days. But the one ab exercise I really enjoy doing is on like a cable pull down, hold the ropes or whatever it is right here, get on the ground and basically do crunches. Ah, yeah, that hurt. So let's think, like the most basic way you could do it is put an eyelet up here with the snatch block or pulley. It would hang freely down here. You could hook some kind of weight onto it, go through the pulley and back to, you know, a bar. That would definitely be the easiest if you have a leaning tree, because then everything could hang freely. Oh yeah, here are the pulleys we could use for the log lifter. We got 2, 3, I think I have 4 of those. Ah, don't bend. Let's see what else we have in here. Oh yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this bird's nest. I thought it was abandoned, but I see there are a few more strings hanging down, so something's using that again. Yeah, what we got up here is big fat pulley. I don't really want to use that. Another big fat pulley. Those are more for ropes. And we got those eyelets would probably be strong enough to hold, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 pounds. There's some more pulleys. I don't know what those are from. Probably from the coffee table. I wonder what the working load is on those. 3/16 rope size. Oh, 420 pounds. Yeah, you could definitely use those. The only rope, string, cable stuff I have, oh, it's way too thick. Yeah, that's not gonna bend that tightly. My dad gave me this a while back. These frickin' squirrels get into everything. More mushrooms, cedar seeds. That's 3/8. Yeah, this has just been sitting in there for a while. It's certainly strong enough for what we're gonna do. What's this made of? Can't read it anymore. It looks like nylon. Probably not gonna last forever in the sun. Then again, this time of year, it's not that much sun. I think we'll do that. Let's see if it strings through these bigger pulleys. Yeah, squirrels making their homes in here too. Getting ready for the winter. Oh yeah. All sorts of houses in the sawdust pile there. They wouldn't dare if Kuiper was around. He needs to get back on patrol. Dang, that's too big. Yep, that won't work. This place is a total wreck since party week, but look at this. I'm gonna call it honey mushrooms, honey fungus. Let's look out here and see if there are any left. I think they're already gone. There's a certain kind of mushroom that just comes up everywhere all at once. Within a week or two, there are just thousands of them everywhere. I've never seen the squirrels hoarding them before, but since we weren't here for like 5 days, it's like any place you look. I just pulled one of these bins out. Okay, mushrooms fell out. Mushrooms fell out. Anywhere you look, there's a mushroom right there. There's a mushroom right there. There's another mushroom. Let's see what else we can find. Oh my god, look at that. There's a mushroom hung up in a spider web. The rest of that stuff is from the squirrels. Yep, look at that. Gross. Mushroom. 2 mushrooms. Oh, it's like every little crack and crevice. That's the 22 Jenga. Mushroom. 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 Oh, can't leave this place. What was the number on this? 3/8. So, all these little pulleys I have take up to a 3/8 rope. Fits in there perfectly. I don't think I'd want to use these if I was going to do anything with the weight overhead, which that's not going to happen. Yeah, I think I'm okay for week-old me. I don't think we're going to do any 400-pound lifts. I mean, there is a target way down there that probably needs to be plinked a little bit. Miss. So you got to do it, because that took 3 shots, and the next time it'll only, well, let's see, the next time only takes 2. No, see? Practice makes perfect. We're going to do a little test right here before we go too much further. It's also going to mention I'm only carrying this thing around and shooting because I don't normally get to, but I did get a message recently that a mountain lion was walking right down the side of my property, which would be right there behind the lean-to, and it was just before dark. So I mean, they're out here, they're bear out here, they're wolves out here. I think I've showed you guys pictures of the bobcats that I've caught on the trail cameras. It's the woods. All these animals live out here. They don't generally mess with you, but when somebody says there's a mountain lion seen not more than 100 or 200 yards from where you are, it gets in your head. And you know, the days are getting shorter and shorter, so by the time I go to shower, it's dark. Walking out there with a headlamp, and I always like kind of shine it around in the woods, because you see glowing eyes every night all the time if you do it. And 90-some% of the time it's deer, which that's why I do it, because I like seeing it. They get so close to you and they just freeze and let you go by. But the night that you hear somebody saw a mountain lion right there and you look through the woods, you see glowing eyes, you kind of get a, I don't know, it's a little bit of a different feeling. You walk quickly, and however inadequate it might be, you grab the 22 sitting by your door for that 100-foot walk. For a guy that shoots like me, it doesn't matter if I had a hand cannon. Mountain lion wants to get me, they're gonna get me, but I don't know, just settles you down a little bit. I wonder what my dad was using this for. Every inch of this is has a red stripe down it. Not a clue. So I think we'll eventually make a couple different kind of handles to hang on this, but no sense figuring out the handles until we know if this is even gonna work. Let's see, what should we do here? We do a bowline on a bite, and that gives you 2 handles to hold on to. Oh yeah, we can try some crunches that way. Now we need weight. I had a thought of making some weights. If I had a bunch of like coffee cans or even like 1-gallon milk jugs. I should have saved all my milk jugs. As they get like a pinprick in them, I have to throw them out. You could just fill up a milk jug with concrete and clip or tie right through the handle. Otherwise you could do like a loop of winch cable, put it down in like a coffee can kind of thing, fill it up with concrete. The cable would be stuck in there. But since we don't know if this is going to work yet, how about a couple pieces of firewood? I think Tito burned most. Oh, here we go. Got some of these aspen logs that are all rotted in the middle. Just pass a rope through there, I guess. You guys have seen that before. Tito likes to set those up 2 or 3 or 4 in a stack like a chimney and light them. You get kind of like a blowtorch effect coming out of the top. Well, that's enough to try it out. Let's start with 2 logs. Don't worry, I always take my gun belt off to exercise. Yeah, that's gonna be too low. Oh my goodness, that is heavy too. Let's tighten that up a little bit and give it a try. Of course, everything's a little heavy for a wimp like me. Okay, I'll just do 1. Yeah, there's quite a bit of friction. It's heavy to pull down, but when you let up, it's holding a lot of the weight. Well, let's just try it with 2. Heavy on the abs, easy to get back up. I mean, it doesn't feel like the gym because it's not smooth as butter to pull down, but definitely works the stomach muscles. Out of curiosity, let's see how different it feels if we switch out something with a big radius. You know what, I might as well do both of them. It's too bad those pulleys cost so much money. That is a world of difference. It's probably 50 pounds less weight to pull down too. Might as well get a full set. Hold the last one as long as you can. No, don't overdo it. Well, that's actually a success right there. So I was thinking we were gonna have to pay for some kind of rope or cordage or braided steel cable, but looks like we could just use that fine, and we're gonna have to round up some more snatch blocks. Actually, I only use those 2 for like hauling logs or rerouting logs, pull them out of the forest, and I don't use them that often. So, well, I mean, they're hung up in there stored. They might as well be hung up out here stored. They could get some use, and then we just need, I think, 2 more. We can be able to do this with 2 more. It's like 5 or 6 days later now. I don't know, I had to take it easy. I've been stretching twice a day, which is unbelievable. It's not a good idea to go from basically 0 to that intense a stretching or exercise work routine, but holy crap, has it made an enormous difference. Anyway, I found the spot I want to work on. I looked around here for either 1 real bent tree with another decent sized tree next to it at like a 90, which I could not find. So my other alternative is 3 trees close together with kind of the right spacing. And the kicker of this is in between 2 of the trees, the ground needs to be real flat, because I may want to put a bench there or a chair, something later on. If nothing else, for now, I want to be able to kneel there. So for a variety of reasons, these are the 3 I chose. Got this, that guy there, which I think is going to be good because I can stand on the tent deck and reach up high. And this guy here, we're gonna have to take this out, and we're gonna have to take that paper birch stump out of there. I don't know if this tree broke off or if I had to cut it. When I built this, it was like, what, a few months after moving out to the woods here. I carved that into a bowl. It's got a hole through the middle that drains out here somewhere. It was kind of cool. When it would rain, it would just come like a squirt out the side. It's all jammed up now. But this was the most gorgeous birch I've ever seen. That's actually what I made the kuksa out of. Who knows how long ago? There's that beautiful clear wood with like a red rose in the middle of it. Actually, I purposely didn't burn all this. Saved it just for carving projects. That is the same wood. And I haven't chopped this out of here because I kind of wanted another paper birch to grow here. I was looking at these yesterday. I think these are 3 years old. This one and this one, they're not growing very fast. But I can see a scar there and a scar right at the top of my thumb. One there, at the top of my thumb, and then I think one there. So I think that's 1, 2, 3 years old. But there were tons of them growing around here. I doubt that they're gonna make it. So we're gonna chop that whole thing out of there because that's where the weights are gonna have to hang. However, because it was so gorgeous, I do want to clear all this dirt and debris off of here and cut it as low to the ground as I can. I mean, we want the ground flat here anyway, but we might have something cool in the bottom here in that root ball that maybe we can make something fun out of down the road. My back feels significantly better than the last time I had the camera turned on. It's probably not a great idea, but I do need to run a chainsaw a little bit, so I'm just going to be really careful in how I do it. Man, it feels good to be this time of year where I have to get my dirty jacket back out. Last night was a low of 32, today's a high of 46. Love it. It's crazy, look at, that's 3 years of paper birch. I don't know if that's normal or not. This is 1 year of quaking aspen, like 6 or 8 feet. It's a good thing this is not a very big tree. See how much it's leaned that way, so it kind of has to go through there. And the bottom of it's aimed such that it could go right through here and miss the edge of the deck. However, look at the curve. I think it's going to start going this way. It's going to get stuck in that canopy and it's going to roll out and kind of go towards the tent. It's not like going to crush anything, but it definitely pokes some holes. At the same time, I guess this is the rain fly that I'm going to replace, that I'm going to make my own fly for. Maybe we just fold it back a little bit and hope for the best. If we punch a hole, that's fine. See how sensible I'm being? I'm not pushing it over with my huge muscles. It's exactly what the snatch block is for. It would take about 5 more seconds to push that thing down, or you could drag it down a bunch of different ways, but this is the most reasonable way. Takes a few minutes longer, but it's way more funner too. Always take the fun option when you can. That's what I say. I like doing this. I like using pulleys. Sometimes it seems like the key to having a good time in life is just not to be in a hurry. Take 1 minute and figure out what the most fun way is to do something. Not the most sensible, not the quickest. It does pay off. You didn't even get crushed. You had that much space. God, I really thought that out, didn't I? That snatch block really needs some grease. That was noisy. Yeah, it seems kind of trivial to spend 5 or 10 minutes like that doing something that's slightly more fun or more enjoyable, but I find if you do that throughout your entire day, I feel like when you go to sleep at the end of the day, you look back and go, wow, that was a really great day. It's like out here after a bunch of years living alone, cutting down trees, dragging trees, bucking trees, milling, building. I mean, that might sound fun to you, but after a bunch of years, it could get really monotonous. I think the only reason it doesn't is because I purposely try to take the time to do that. Just find the little things in your day that would be a little bit more fun. I guess if you were really good at it, you could fill your entire day with stuff like that. And provided you still got done whatever you needed to get done, you might think your life is actually pretty rad. I don't know, I'm just making all this up. Just ignore me. Skip to the next video. Oh yeah, that's gonna dull my chain. I guess that's all right. We'll make this the very last cut. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of dirt. You see where the red squirrels live. That big old hole under there. Question is this just decomposed organic material or is it mineral soil? It's kind of a difference between this and this stuff down here. It's got chunks of rock in it. See the nice deep brown, and then the gray. It's definitely gonna ruin the chain. Wow, I think there is actually some burl under here too. Look at that, that's a burl. Oh, that's kind of a burl too. Wow, I wonder if this whole thing is. Or maybe that's just what the root ball of these trees look like that go out and put up suckers. I don't know. I don't know anything. You can still see the rows. It's just that carving that bowl in there and having it plugged up, I think made all that water go down through the wood. So you can see it's getting punky on the edges there. See the little black rings there and stuff, but there's the pretty center of it. I'm just gonna go for it, try to cut this whole thing off because I want to see what it looks like under there. Wow, that was cool. It's interesting the rows went down and just spread out. It's red almost out to the edges. Who knows what we'll ever do with it, but we'll set it aside. I was thinking about lying to you, but I'm not gonna lie to you. That last little bit of chainsawing zapped my back again. Apparently I have discogenic pain, which I think is pain directly from the disc and not indirectly. Not like the bulging or ruptured disc is pushing on a nerve or anything, it's just pain in the disc, which I understand there's basically no fix for. That's why the strengthening and stretching. I was trying to keep my mind on what I was doing, but just as I pulled the saw out of that stump, it got me again. So it's like another 5 days later now. Feeling a little bit better, and since this project is actually working on the cure to my back pain, I mean the cure, we got to get back at it. You know what we can use? How long has it been since we touched this thing? Hey, look at this. These are all chunks of that paper birch. I think this is the other half from the kuksa. Doesn't look that pretty now, but inside it is. Anyway, this is that huge roll that I bought years ago of is it 1 inch, 3/4 inch, or 1 inch webbing? What was it, like 1,000 feet or something? We got a lot left. Red squirrels living in there too, as well as probably a lot of spiders. Mushrooms. Wow, webbing's still in great shape. Once again, I think we'll do chokers to see if this even works, and then we'll put eyelets in. We're getting close, people. We're getting real close. As I'm putting this thing together, all temporary of course, I realize this is how I do a lot of stuff. Get a wacky idea, I say let's throw it together. I'll make this temporary. Problem is if it works, it just stays that way. Why change it if it ain't broken? Made myself a quick temporary pull down bar, curl bar, ooh, tricep extension bar. See, that's temporary, but if it doesn't break, I guess I leave it on there until it does break, right? Okay, let me explain this madness so far. Got a choker on that tree, choker on that tree, just so we can suspend this pulley in between. We can raise and lower it with this. Of course, you can just pull it over to the middle of that V. If you got everything hooked up on there the way you want, you can pull this down, clip it in there. Now your pulley's suspended. Then in between here is our weight, which we're gonna have a lot of. Let's see. That should clip on there. That should have a pulley too. What do you think? Is it gonna work? I think it is. Whoa, it's buttery smooth. I just sprayed a little bit of silicone lube in both of those snatch blocks. Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes, subtract the wind and the good smells. Imagine myself in the gym. Can't tell the difference. That works great. I am a fan. This bar is pretty stellar too. I don't think those two screws will rip out unless I had a lot more weight on here. Well, this is what happens in about 90% of my videos. I'm very surprised that what I thought up and actually built works. Oh, now we gotta do what I actually built it for. Let's make ourselves a little rope of some sort. How are we gonna do that? I need a rope that's about an inch plus in diameter. I just found this in one of my bins. It's only maybe 12 feet or so. It'd work, but what if we cut this in 3 and braided it? Would that be all right? You like yacht thick? That'd feel good in the hands. We're definitely gonna have to work on that device. I think we need to carve some like a wooden ball kind of thing. I think normally at the gym it has about this size, but like rubber to keep your hand from sliding down it. We get a lot more length out of this and a better stop if we made some wooden ends for it. We'll do that later. I think it's gonna work for now though. Let's see. I had to switch out to a crappy pulley on that part down there where the weight is because we needed the other one. I'm just gonna have to get a whole bag full of smaller size decent pulleys for this kind of stuff. Yeah, I can see how the weight swings now instead of rolling. But the rope is good. Weight's a little bit light, otherwise that's going to work great. You want to see the transformer part? You just unclip that right there, take the weights off of there, run that guy there. What are we up to? 8 seconds so far? Maybe we go ahead and switch out the handle. 13 seconds. And because this might not be good for my back, let's just do a single weight. And you've got curls. Yeah, definitely not good for my back. Don't watch this part. Makes it look like it's not professional when I do that. Oh, and you know what else? Yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of a bench here, or maybe some something to stick your heels in. Look at that. That's not bad at all. This is so jankety and so fun. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot of firewood rounds to make this an actual exercise. I'm actually quite surprised at the fact that this is even working and that you're able to switch from one to the other. I mean, I did a little bit of adjusting, but when you think of all the different rope lengths out here and the angles, it sure seems like it should be a lot more difficult to get this to work. Oh, that's a good exercise. It actually takes the weight off my back. Well, I could adjust it up another foot and you could stand and do pull downs, but yeah, need a ton more weight for that too. So with just this one setup, we can do curls, we can do triceps, we can do some kind of like pull down, pull up kind of thing. We could do crunches. You actually could do, I should have tried that, could do a shoulder exercise too. Not good for the spine right now. What you want is something like this that you push up. Might have to make a double handle thing. Yeah, you couldn't quite do it with the bar. We'll figure it out. Well, I'm gonna put all this stuff away and then do my ab exercises that I'm supposed to be doing. You're gonna have to find more weight real quick, and it's getting late. Let me see what I can figure real quick. Should we go straight to 4? Let's go straight to 4. Oh, yeah, that's gonna do it. It's gonna be a problem with that crappy pulley, isn't it? Probably gonna hit me in the head. That's just great. Still waiting for 1 or 2 more doctor's appointments with back surgeons. Although, like everything these days, you know, it takes weeks to hear back to make an appointment, and then it might take a month or 2 to get an appointment, and then they want, you know how it goes. It's one thing to not know what you're going to do tomorrow or next week or next month. I like living like that. The difficult part is not having any idea what you'll be able to do. It's been a bit of a struggle, but at least I'm out here moving around doing some stuff. Hopefully with a massive amount of stretching and strengthening, I'll at least be able to get my dog back. Got pushed back even further in the last few days because I can't sit in my car to drive down and pick him up. Whatever, you don't have to listen to me belly ache. It even gets old for me, so I know you can't be enjoying. Just go. Thanks for watching.